Vincent, thanks for your time. I've watched nearly 3 episodes of the documentary, and I think for me it's really clear that your image is in charge of like the whole of the club from top to bottom. How important is that for you, sort of coming into a club and like representing?
I think the main thing with us is that we have the feeling that we've got to get an edge or an advantage out of being a little bit more, a little bit something different, and so we try and look at every detail, every aspect, and yeah, in the end, it's a good place. It's a good place to be. Good people as well.
So you come into the documentary, obviously, partway through how it is, but as a football manager, when coming into, I play a lot of Football Manager. When you start a new job, what is the first thing you actually do?
I think you have to tell them about who you are and what you believe in. That's crucial, and you set the foundations from day one. And eventually, you know, you'll always bring people back on track because people will go off the path a little bit. But the key is to actually communicate it to the staff, to the players, and be consistent with it.
So coming into the club, obviously there was quite a lot of negativity around it. You coming in from an outsider perspective, how do you sort of cut through all of that and view it for your specific role?
Just don't care about the negativity.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I can't. If you get the chance to have a fresh start, take a fresh start, and for me a fresh start could be every day, literally every day it could be a fresh start. But it's for players to see it that way as well. You know, the past is the past, you can't change that, but the future, now you've got a say in that, and this is how we want to approach it.
I'm a Birmingham City fan, so I know all about the Championship. I feel like I'm a lifer, but I think in terms of the way you freshen up the squad, was that so important for you just to bring that new fresh energy into it for that Championship season?
I think there was a big part of it that was just our best players wanted to stay at the highest level. Others approached probably the end of an era, so change was kind of imposed on us anyway. But then in the end, I think we just tried to make the most of it in terms of bringing in players that were you know, maybe still not a little bit unknown, but ready to bring something to Burnley that Burnley needed, and these players nowadays are the players that the fans support and love. So, but you know, we kind of embraced the fact that this had to happen.
Just on that as well, I mean, today it's been announced for my club, we've got American owners, we've got an NFL legend coming onto the board. I mean, you've got first-hand experience of that.
Which is your club?
Birmingham City, sorry.
Right, Birmingham, okay.
You've got Tom Brady coming in, big news for us.
Right, okay.
Obviously, you've got JJ Watt. What can we expect from the American-style ownership?
I don't know. In the end, our owners have got obviously a strategy, but in the end, you know, they're helping and supporting the club to grow. That's important, and you know, the role that guys like Justin Watt have for us, and the Watt family really at this point, it's something that is basically wrapped around the core, which is the football. And if we do well, they just give us more momentum, and hopefully they help us grow, and in difficult times they just keep us solid, and I think that's what they can do, but it's still wrapped around what is the core. And it's the football club and the football that is played.
Within the documentary, it's really clear, like, obviously they've not worked in football before, and obviously you've got so much experience. How was that relationship working with the owners on that side of things? I think in the end it's about people. I mean, the people that we're working with at the club are just very, very smart but normal people. Just like myself, I'd like to think I'm normal as well, you know, whatever people may think. And in the end, we make mistakes. But I think rather than to make plans and conspire against each other, we kind of get in a room and try and find a way to use it as an opportunity to improve. And we're very consistent in that. One thing that's clear as well, the transparency between you two, but also the big focus on community for you and the owner. Yeah. Is that so important for you, especially for a town like Burnley?
For this club, it's you can't almost, like, you can't. This club is so invested in this community. Like, the town has momentum and has a buzz if the club does well. And I think how this club in proportion is supporting its community, I don't think any other club can come close to it. And it just has to do with the size of the town and the impact of the club versus the size. It's truly phenomenal.
In the documentary as well, it touches on the different links with you with the Belgian Job. And Alan says in there, it's like having a relationship with the prettiest person in the town and everyone is trying to lead them away. Just with that sort of speculation when it comes in, is that a really quick process for you of like, right, I'm not doing that, moving on and focus back on Burnley?
I just don't even entertain speculation.
Yeah.
It's not a part of my not even of my thinking.
And then obviously we're looking forward to next season now. Obviously managerial wise, you're still obviously experienced in it but new to it as well. From your past career, is there sort of one moment that you think back to where you think, right, management, this is the moment I'm going to get into it, whether it's a team talk or a moment like that?
I can't specifically remember one moment, but I knew I was going to get into some sort of coaching probably when I was 26, 27. Definitely remain in football because I thought, well, I can't become a good baker at 35 years old. But there's guys who've
you never know.
Well, there's guys who've done it 15 years. They got 15 years. They're 15 years ahead of me at my age. So, football, I've been in it since I'm 6. So I knew I was going to stay in football. And then in the end, 26, 27, and then it got accelerated with obviously Pep coming in and just me having a feeling like, okay, right, how he explains it, I understand it, and I can kind of do my own thing with this, you know. And I went in and I went for it.
Just in terms of going into this season, is it as simple as saying 17th's the target, or is it a lot more complex than that going into a full Premier League season?
I can't say 17 is the target. I'm absolutely incapable of pronouncing these words, but if that's the case, you know, probably there'll be celebrations at the club, but my focus is on asking the players to making sure the players don't put a ceiling on anything they can achieve. At the start of the season, in the end, we have different bank accounts at the clubs at the top, but in reality, we start with the same amount of points. So get better. That's what I tell my team, and we'll see where we finish.
Perfect. Thank you for your time, Vincent.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.